What's up, Domicon fans? It's your boy Domicon here with the Glass 2019 review, and I'm gonna have a spoiler warning up in the title, but yeah, there's gonna be spoilers. I'm basically gonna be reviewing the most part of the movie and the plot and the ending. But to start off, this movie was good, no matter what people tell you. In my opinion, it was probably the best out of the three movies. But it's the ending that kind of upset a lot of people, and it didn't upset me, but it was disappointing to see all this build up and to see how it ended. But basically, the movie is based around basically Mr. Glass, the Horde, and the Overseer. And Overseer is David Dunn's character. The the Horde is the Split character, and then Mr. Glass is obviously the Samuel L. Jackson character. But basically, it starts off with showing the events of how Kevin's doing. And if for those of you who don't know, I'll refer to him as the Horde for this video in case nobody knows who Kevin is, because Kevin is the guy from Split. So the Horde is basically shown what he's doing nowadays. He still has the beast. He still has multiple personalities, and he's still for some reason kidnapping girls and stuff for the beast to like eat them, or if they're not pure. But yeah, and then it also shows David Dunn, who is the overseer, the good guy in the story, is shown. Look, he's actually working as a part-time superhero, basically, where he goes out and hunts for criminals. And his son is in the movie, and he's a lot older now. He's probably in his 20s, and he's just doing hero work undercover now. And he's trying to find the horde because he's looking for the mass murderer of the mass murders, who they're saying girls keep getting mutilated. But he eventually finds him, and he saves him, or not him, but he saves the girls that he has captive. He fights the horde. They get captured by uh, cops. And I'm doing this. I'll explain later why I'm doing that. But he got captured by them, and they're put in an insane asylum, the sane asylum that Mr. Glass is in. That's all, they all get connected, and they're there for a couple of days being tested, being talked to, and they're trying to be convinced that they don't actually have powers. It's all in their head. But of course, we know that what we've seen, it's not really all in their head, because they really have been doing these. Now, this is where it starts to get disappointing for me. The thing that bothers me the most is that they try to give us explanations as to why they were able to do what they were able to do. They like explain to David Dunn that possibly he was injured in that train accident. He was in Unbreakable. That maybe the front part of his skull got damaged, and that's probably why he thinks he's a superhero, which I think is ridiculous, obviously, because he's never been injured. If like, why would his head be the only thing that's injured? But they explained to the horde that that maybe his abuse and all that is the cause of his multiple personalities, and the beast is not actually superhuman. He just does feats that most professionals would do. They try to explain to him that his super strength, he could just be really strong, and that the bars that he was bending were weak and old, and that the lady was able to do it with a crowbar or something. And that they explained that he's not resistant to bullets, that the shotgun that he was shot with was old, and the bullets were all like worn out or something like that, and some of the bullets hit the the uh, the metal bars of the prison cell. But and of course, Mr. Glass, he's just super smart. That's all. They don't really explain to him, that's because he doesn't really talk that much in the first, I would say, half the movie. Half the movie doesn't really say that much at all. Maybe like one or two sentences, but he only talks like for the second half of the movie, where everything starts to pop off. But basically, the Horde is also very surprised that the Overseer, or David Dunn's character, is as strong as he is. He was like, what? Who's that man that was fighting? He's like, he was holding off the beast, and basically they were trying to convince all three of them that they're not superheroes, that they're just crazy. So Mr. Glass, he has a plan to break him and the Horde out because he wants the world to see that they actually exist. So he breaks them out, does like tricks everybody, breaks them out. He makes the Beast his like right, like almost like his henchman, but like the main villain. He's like the mastermind behind everything. And they they basically, sorry, I'm just really, this movie really changed the way I look upon this series, or any series for that matter, because of how it ended. Let me just go fast, because basically what happened was basically what happened is they went out and they escaped, and David Dunn's character had to escape, and they all start fighting. David Dunn, or the Overseer, fights the Horde. Mr. Glass reveals that the Horde, or the Beast, was created because his father, the Horde's father, died on the same train that David Dunn survived in the Unbreakable movie, and that's how they all connect. They're saying. So Mr. Glass starts explaining to the Horde that he's the one that created the Beast. The Beast gets infuriated because the main guy that the body that the Beast inhabits, or that person that the personalities inhabit, is called Kevin, and the Beast explains that he always has to protect Kevin. I don't know. It's all confusing, but da da da. The Beast fatally wounds Mr. Glass after being furious with him for killing Kevin's father, and Mr. Glass is fatally wounded. He starts fighting with the cops. David Dunn starts fighting with the cops. They're both pushing them back because they're surprisingly strong. And then the girl from Split, the one that survived, they're calling her the girl the Beast let go. She has to calm the Beast down and make Kevin come out. And when she does, he reverts back to Kevin, and she explains to him that he needs to stay in the light and he should take control. And then as she's talking to him, this is the ending that I didn't like. He gets shot by a sniper, but because since he's not the Beast anymore, he's not resilient to bullets because he's just a regular man, and his skin has died down to not resist bullets. And they kill him, and Mr. Glass dies after a couple of minutes of bleeding out, and his bones are broken. And then the so-called cops go to David Dunn's character and they drown him, because apparently that's the only way they can stop him, is by drowning, because apparently his skin's unbreakable. So he's drowned. All three are killed. All three die. That's what everybody didn't like about this movie. And it was disappointing, because the buildup of the first two movies, from Unbreakable to Split, where we get to see the buildup of all these characters, kind of just died off. But the thing that kind of helps understand what Shyamalan is trying to do, and Night Shyamalan is trying to do with this franchise, is Mr. Glass, before he dies, he tells his mom that this was never a unlimited story comic book. It was an origin story. And that really stuck with me, because he's basically explaining that if they can exist, that there's most likely more people with superpowers. So they all three die. Then it cuts to their family members, the girl that the Beast let go. David Dunn's son's crying. His mom is sad. And all three of those characters that lost, the ones they loved, band together and try to expose them. So the cops end up being an organization that kills superhuman beings because they're superhuman and they don't want to be unfair. So that's basically what happens. They set up videos of what happened, so they're all exposed, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. Everybody knows that superheroes exist. All right, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.